Welcome to the Dirty Tea Podcast. My name is Donna.
And I'm Amanda, and we're excited for you to join us where you'll be served the dirtiest tea.
We are best friends from the Midwest who love other people's drama.
And we'd rather spill your tea on air than behind your back.
So feel free to submit your dirty tea for us to read on air.
Or sit back, fill your cup with whatever tickles your fancy, and get ready for the mess.
Who's ready for the weekend?
Hello.
Hi. How are
How's
you?
everybody doing? Dude, next week is already Thanksgiving.
I know. I'm so looking forward to the food. That's what I've been thinking about.
Like, time just flew by, like, so quickly.
I know. It's already...
I'm baffled.
Literally, we're in the middle of December, middle of November already. And
already.
I'm kind of excited, though. I love Christmas. Like, I love the decorations. And so, like, I have where all my stuff is at. I can't wait. I think I'm going to set up my tree this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm probably not going to set up a tree. I always wait until, like, the last minute.
Yeah.
And then decide I want a tree. And then, like, I'm, like, basically, like, Christmas is next week. Forget it.
I know.
And then I never do it. So,
well,
I don't know. But I love the holiday season, just, you know, the spirit in general, and just people just being nice stuff. Like, oh.
Yep.
But
so we're here for a new week of Dirty Tea. We got some good stuff this week. And so
we got some good stuff every week.
Every week, of course. Of course. But actually this one was in regards to, are you ready, by the way? Or you like still want to get into it? Or are you like feeling the vibe? Or are you ready to just dive in?
Let's just dive in.
All right. Okay. So this one, it actually involves Halloween, this past Halloween. This last Halloween. So it says, Am I overreacting? My boyfriend told me when he told me that he was working, but I checked Snapchat and I saw him at a Halloween party with his friends.
Oh.
Why feel the need to lie?
Right. Why lie about it? Like, if you wanted to go out with your friends, why not just say I'm going out with my friends?
But maybe he didn't want her tagging along. Maybe she's like that clingy stage 5, clinger.
But if he told her, like, hey, I'm going out with the boys, like, it's just a guy thing, like, she should respect his boundaries.
I agree.
And let him go. Because now you're going to be mad that he snuck out and didn't tell you, right?
Right. Yeah. Bitch. So you're siding with him. I mean, I side with him too. I feel like he needs his time just as much as she needs hers. Right. But for her to feel salty about it and like checking up on his Snapchat, girl, get some friends,
For real.
Okay. So this one says, when I was 20, I met the perfect man. He's handsome, kind, funny, intelligent, generous. I invited him to my 21st birthday. He met with my family. He met my sister. They've been together for 15 years and have 3 kids. Being her maid of honor was the hardest day of my life.
Wait, so she met him like separately, and then come to find out that he's married to her sister.
No, she was 20 when she met him. He was perfect in every way, like her dream guy. She introduced him to the family. He met the family. He met her sister, and then him and the sister clicked and got married 15 years now later and 3 kids. And she said that being her maid of honor was the hardest day of my life.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, bitch. Okay, so wait, when did they get married? How long after?
I don't know.
I mean, because like, why would you even go to the fucking wedding then? Like,
she was salty.
I mean?
Yeah.
Well, bitch, like,
she to support her sister, which I get, I understand it. But why not fight for the guy? Be like, okay, sis, like hands off. I really like him. And if the sister's willing to do that, she's shady as fuck too. Like, what kind of sister do you have to steal your dream man? That you find so perfect. Well, obviously he ain't perfect because he was a dick for doing that. But
only a matter of time for he, fucks around with the other sister.
Yep. All the other sisters better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, bitch.
Everyone's just a bitch today.
Everybody's a bitch today. Okay, so this one says, I am 100% sure that my wife of 6 weeks, apparently they were together for 15 years, is going to leave me and run away overseas right before Christmas. What do I need to do to protect myself? And then he like explained it all, but it was a lot, so I honestly didn't read it. I was just like, oh.
Like we just got the important part. I would say the sneaky me would be like withdraw all the money.
Okay.
You got to protect yourself
True.
financially.
Exactly. That's valid.
Hell
Like if
yeah.
she's about to leave you and go overseas, the bitch needs money.
And you know
Like
she's gonna
it's
take
your
all that
shit.
money.
Yeah, she's not about to fucking like take off on your ass with your money. Like,
Right.
are you stupid enough
That's what I'm
to not
saying.
only let her take off on you, but then with your money?
Yep. I'd kill a bitch
I
for
bet you
that.
his name is like Charles or something.
Probably. Damn Charles.
Like sounds like something a fucking Charles would do.
Right.
If you ask
Um,
me.
so yeah, I would say take all the money, change all the passwords, leave her with just enough for the trip. I mean, I wouldn't be that petty. Leave her just enough
No,
for the
leave her
trip.
with her money. You take your shit, you leave her
But
shit.
if they've been
If she don't
married,
have fuck
they're
that
gonna
shit.
have
She was about to
50-50.
leave him and go overseas. He doesn't owe that bitch a thing, okay? Like, fuck that.
I agree. He
No.
doesn't. So I'd say take all the money. I would just leave her 1,000 just to make sure that she gets to where she needs to go. Um, and change the account passwords, change the lock on the door, everything.
Right. You gotta
She
change
chose that
everything.
life. She chose the
Yeah.
cheating life. So
Mhm.
let her have it.
But what if he did all that stuff and it really wasn't that she was planning on leaving him? What if she was really just like planning like an extravagant trip
No.
for the two of them to go on? And
Oh,
then
that.
he's like, "Bitch, get out of here! Like I'm done with you." She's like, "What did I do wrong?"
I mean, that could very well be the case. But if she said it, so he said it's been about 6 weeks. She's been acting
They've
kind of
been
sus.
married for 6 weeks, but they were together for 15 years,
Oh,
which is crazy. So I'm assuming that it must have been like an on again, off again type
yeah.
thing, But like if
They
you
should
just
have
got
just kept
married
that as
6 weeks
off.
ago, well, exactly, like common law that shit, like that.
Right.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
that's just tough.
Damn. Um. Okay. My girlfriend traveled 5 hours by train to see me, only to get to my house and say that she doesn't love me and wants to break up. She leaves.
Damn.
I was crying for about 15 minutes, and I called my best friend to see if he wants to come over with some beers so I can, not think about her since I didn't want to be home by myself all weekend. When I was talking to him on the phone, I heard her in the background asking him something.
Mm,
And he says, yep, she traveled 5 hours to break up with me so she can screw my best friend without feeling guilty about it. I no longer talk to both of
damn.
them.
Well, that's a bold bitch right there.
Yeah.
I wonder how long that like she was messing around with the best friend, before she was just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna break up with his ass. I don't fucking like it
It
anyway.
had to have been a while for her to know
His
that.
feet stink. I don't even like him. Like, why the fuck are you even friends with him? That's what she was saying.
Right.
Those exact words. She was like, he always got boogers. Like, I do not like him.
he's, he's always got boogers. It's just disgusting.
But that's fucked up. Like, how you gonna destroy a whole friendship? Like
Break up two
a
best
whole
friends.
homewrecker.
That's
Yeah,
you're breaking up two best friends just so you can be greedy and cheat on your
exactly.
that. Yeah, that's whether she
Mm,
broke it up with him so that she doesn't feel guilty. It's still you're breaking up a friendship, two best friends, and
yeah,
that's just hands off. Like when you're dating somebody, their best friend becomes like a sibling, like a friend. You don't. That's off limit. You know what I mean?
right. But it's like the best friend is fucked up too because why
Yeah.
would you do that with your
He chose
best friend's
pussy.
girlfriend?
Chose pussy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unacceptable. Okay. This one says, "Am I an asshole for asking my wife for a paternity test because she cheated years back?" So apparently they've been married for 8 years, and 3 years ago she cheated with a friend of hers, and then after some time, like they ended up getting back together, the husband and the wife.
Mhm.
So then she found out that she was pregnant a few days ago, and initially he was happy, and then, like of course
Yeah.
that thought crawled
Yeah.
in the back of his head, like this bitch is
Like
obviously a fucking
peekaboo.
cheater.
You know.
Yeah, peekaboo, bitch, surprise. You should have some suspicion.
Right.
So he's like, the thought popped into my head, and then he asked her, he confronted her, and he
Oh
asked for a
wow.
paternity test, and then they got into a huge fight, and she was like basically saying that like he shouldn't hold that against her after all the work that they've done to repair the relationship, and that's that. But I mean, the way that I see it is like, if you have nothing to hide, like, okay, I understand why she would feel like disrespected,
Mhm.
but like, if you have nothing to hide, like, then you going to get the paternity test and being like, see, now do you trust me? You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like,
Yep.
sometimes you gotta show a motherfucker.
Yep.
Like, they're not just gonna believe your word for it.
Yep. And sometimes maybe like just so that she can quote unquote like redeem herself and like be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it because I got nothing to hide. But if you get mad, it's the defense mechanism, which I understand. But if you're not doing nothing wrong, and
Exactly.
then you shouldn't be scared. But if I was him, instead of asking her, I don't know, I'm a sneaky little bitch. Like I would be like, it's my kid. I mean, if it's gonna be my kid, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is while she was pregnant. I was thinking after the
Right.
child was already born, I would just swap the child. But
Because
if
like, he probably doesn't want to get like all attached to the kid and
yeah,
everything, especially if it's not his. Because like, that's some shit. Like, okay, now this bitch is pregnant, and like, you expect me to take care of your love child, like,
hmm
your bastard. That's mean. You expect me to take care of your bastard?
I
That's
mean,
fucked up. But I mean, I don't blame him.
yeah,
There's not a lot of people out there that.
yeah, but
Okay, so this one says, I approached a guy at the gym and it went really bad, and I'm so embarrassed. So she tells a story about how she, works out at the same gym as this guy that she finds really attractive. For months, like, she's creepy and like secretly admiring him whenever she sees
mm,
him. So then she decided she wanted to like be bold and go
okay,
out there and shoot her shot, right? So she waited until he was done with his workout, and they had like communal lockers on the outside of like the
hmm
bathroom. So he was getting his stuff out the locker, and then she like walked up to him and was like, said hello, asked him how long he's been working at the gym. And then she said that he gave her a strange look and told her that he's been working out there for a year. And then she told him that it's been about the same for her. And she said that she thought he was very cute, and she was like wondering if he'd be down to go to coffee. So she asked him out. And then he looked at her, and then she said with a dirty look, and he said, no thanks. And then she was like, okay, no worries. Have a good workout. And then she walked away feeling so like embarrassed and rejected. So I mean, and that sucks, because like, who wants to be rejected? Girls, guys, nobody wants that shit.
right. I mean, she's
You
bold
didn't have
first
to
of
leave her
all
like
to
that.
make that move. That's bold
Exactly.
as fuck. Now she's
Yeah.
got to see him at the gym
Exactly.
and then feel like stupid.
Feel
Kudos
weird.
to
Yeah.
her first of all for being bold and asking him. You'll never know unless you ask. Um,
Exactly.
but I mean, I think that it could have been a nicer way for him to turn her down.
Exactly.
He didn't have to be an asshole. You know,
Right.
that's
Like, ugh. Dudes are mean though. Like, you know what I mean? Guys are like,
because they get fat heads, and they think that, oh yeah, I like, you know what I mean? They just get girls too, and this goes both ways.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, girls could be
true.
like, oh, I'm so much more prettier. I deserve more. Bitch, no, you don't.
Hmm.
Like, the fuck.
I constantly have that same mentality. Like, what makes you think that you deserve something that somebody else worked for? Like, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
why do you deserve somebody else's money
yeah,
to live in somebody else's house? Like,
yeah.
why do you deserve that just because you look good?
Right.
Like, your
Bitch, we
looks are
all
only
get
gonna
old.
get you so
Right. We
long.
all get old. Gravity's gonna
That
take place.
Botox and shit only gets you so far, you know?
Right. Gravity's gonna take a hold of you one day, and your looks ain't gonna get you very far. Um. All right. So this was a shared text, and I guess they had gotten a text from their ex. It says, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Nashville in a few days," and they've been broken up. So I'm gonna go to Nashville in a few days. Any places that I absolutely have to go. So I guess this is like his way of like just reaching
Trying to
out.
start a
Right.
conversation. Yeah.
And then all she says was, so his text was, "I'm going to Nashville in a few days. Any places I absolutely have to go?" And she replies back, "Hell,
She's like, get the fuck out of here.
go to hell."
She's like, get this small talk bullshit. Look it up on Google. Like, go to
Right.
hell.
Right. Hell. I
That's
mean,
a savage right there.
that's a perfect answer. I mean, like, and hopefully he gets a hint.
Right. Don't
Hell.
text her back.
That's all she said.
That
Hell.
was probably her being nice at that
Right.
point, you know?
Right.
Okay. Here's one. Starts off with a question. Would you end a relationship because of bad sex? So they go on to explain that, she's been with her boyfriend for about a year and a half and the relationship is going great, but the sex is bad. She says they're both the same age, they're both very healthy. And lately, the past couple months, he can't even finish during sex. So they'll have sex, he'll go soft, and then they try again, and then the same thing keeps on happening over and over and over. She said sometimes this will go on for over an hour, and then it usually ends with her crying and him being mad and frustrated. Occasionally, he'll end up finishing. It's so annoying and I hate it, but I don't know what more I can do. He said he talked to a doctor, and he always makes me finish first, whether or not we have sex. Is this something you'd end a relationship over? That's a good question.
That's a really good question. I think we talked about this in our last episode too. Is I mean, there's different ways to find out. Like if he has ED, and he's gone to the doctors and things like that. But there's got to be something that'll help him. It could also be where like, are you attracted to that person? You
Right.
you can love that person, but are you attracted? There's so many different levels of a
True.
relationship. Maybe he's just not feeling it all the way, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if he's trying to force a relationship with her, it's
Or is
clearly
she trying to
showing.
force the relationship with him?
Right,
You know what
it's
I mean? Like,
showing like
right.
that he's not attracted to her, and they still love each other, which is amazing. But I mean, sex is an important part
If
of a
every time
relationship.
you have sex with your partner, it ends in you like crying or in an argument, bitch, no, end the fucking relationship.
And
Like, come
it,
on. It's not worth it. You know
it's
what I
not.
mean? It's not even about the sex being bad, but if it makes you feel so bad to the point where you're crying and you're
Yeah,
arguing over the shit, then
yeah,
let
it
that
ain't
shit
worth it.
go, or
Yeah.
just don't fuck them no more. Like, open up your relationship and fuck
Have an open
somebody else.
relationship. Have an open relationship. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe an open relationship might help them, but then he gets the short end of the stick because either way, he can't get
I
enough.
mean, maybe he might find somebody that he does want to fuck,
I mean,
But
true.
then she'll probably get salty about it, be like, "Well,
Right.
why can you do it with them but not with me?"
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just break up.
Just
Just
break
give
up
up
and
on the
then
fucking relationship. Honestly.
just give up. It's not even worth it. All right. So this one says, on Christmas, I decided to give my girlfriend jewelry. So I got her a necklace and just a ring set, like the sets that they always sell.
Yeah.
She opened up the ring. She opened up the jewelry box, looked at the ring, burst into tears, and said yes. Called her parents, and now we're engaged. It wasn't supposed
Oh,
to
so
be an
it
engagement.
wasn't an engagement ring. So she just took it and ran with it. She was just like, "Oh my god, he wants to
She's
marry
like,
me."
boo, boo, we're married.
And
And
she didn't even look at the earrings that went with it.
nope,
Like, she was just like,
necklace.
"Ooh,
He said,
girl."
he said, I couldn't break her heart. Been unintentionally married for 10 years now.
That's fucking funny.
That's
And he
hilarious.
never told her. Well, hey, I mean, it ended up working out. If y'all are still together 10 years later,
Right. Well, he
shit.
could have just been put up with it like, fuck it. Like,
Right. He's
I
just
need the
like, I
insurance.
guess.
I need the insurance bucket.
Okay. This one said that last night he told his wife. So last night a guy had a conversation with his wife, and this is what it came out to be. So apparently the conversation came up because he injured his right wrist, and he told his wife how strange it was, like having to get used to wiping with his left hand because his dominant hand was his right hand. So she looked stunned, and then she kept saying over and over, "You're always supposed to wipe with your left hand. That's what I was taught. That's what everyone does." And then he started laughing and said, like, "What does it matter? Like, you like just do whatever you want. Like, you use
Yeah,
whatever hand." So apparently that really pissed her off, and like eventually, like she calmed down, and then they moved on. But basically, like he's talking about how like he's born in the U.S. and all this shit. Like, is that a thing? Like, do people
girl,
only wipe with their
that's a
left
thing.
hand?
That's a thing.
Really?
Yes. So like in other foreign,
Really?
yes. Listen, and I know this because I have friends that are like different, nationalities and
Yeah.
cultures and religions and stuff. And it's a thing, like in foreign countries, there are some foreign countries where you wipe with your left hand because if your right hand is dominant, you cook with it, you write with it, it's more like the superior hand. And you write with the hand, I mean, you wipe with the hand that you don't use because it's the cleanliness of it. Yes, so it's a thing. But like, I wouldn't, if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't have been huffing and puffing all over the house about it.
Right. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
But at the same time, like now I feel like a societal like pariah or something. Like I feel like I just committed social suicide because I wipe with my right hand. So I just
I,
don't want to offend anybody.
but I mean, you do what's best for you. There's no reason to get mad at your partner if they do it for the opposite.
What the fuck? You wipe with your fucking right. Get out of my house. Get out of my fucking house.
Don't look at me. Don't
And don't
stop.
touch the door with your right hand either, you nasty.
Use your left hand.
Right, get that shitty ass hand out of here.
No, but yeah, there are some cultures that do that because it's like, okay, so people that eat with their hands, right? When they use their right hand, so it's not doesn't make sense for them to eat with their
Yeah.
and then wipe with their right hand, eat with your right hand,
Yeah.
wipe with your left.
Ooh.
Okay, this one says meeting my wife's father for the first time. I went in for a handshake and he went in for a hug. The result
Oh.
the result was his earlobe made its way into my open mouth, where I
His
tickled it with my.
earlobe? Oh my god, this sounds so dumb. You said she tickled it with her what? Her tongue?
Hold on. No, so that her husband met her dad for the first time.
Yeah.
So meeting my wife's father for the first time. I went in for a handshake. He went in for a hug. The result ended up with his earlobe making its way into my open mouth, where I tickled it with my tongue.
Ew.
We've never mentioned it, and it's been 15 years. It's buried deep.
Why did he tickle it with his tongue? It was just
So,
earlobe landed in his mouth. He was like, let me get a
so
taste of that. It's just instinctual because the earlobe is the same shape as a nipple. So he probably just was like,
wait,
you know,
earlobe is not the
like
same shape as a
you know
nipple.
how like you know how a baby like they just know that the nipples is where the milk is at, right?
Right.
It's just instinct.
So
So like
he
when
gravitated
the baby
towards it.
yeah, he gravitated towards it and it simulated the same feeling of when he was a baby, you
Nostalgic.
know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making shit up.
Yeah, pure bullshit.
Making shit up. That's
But
fucking weird though.
but
And
then
I mean, rightfully so. They shouldn't talk about that. Like
right,
that's
you just
that's
pretend it
definitely
never happened. Like you
yeah,
have to. It's unsettling. You just
yeah.
have to pretend it never happened.
It's
But I
fucking
did have
weird.
an incident like that. Not like that. But so do you remember when we went to the haunted trail? And this past
Okay, yeah.
okay, and so we were waiting in line, and then you know how like they come up to you and they like try to scare you and stuff. And this bitch came up to me and she had went like this and she had tried to like point at me, but then I went like this. I went and it went like right here. Girl,
Ugh.
I almost died. I didn't tell nobody. I was like, oh, and her finger almost went in my mouth. It literally
Ew.
right here,
And
and I
you
was
know she's
like,
been like touching all on dirt and poles
oh,
and wood and
sweat because it was a
jumping in and
hot
out of
evening.
shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like,
Gross.
ew,
Yeah,
gross.
that's some traumatizing shit right there. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I think
You
you.
should have told me. I would have fought her for you. I'm
No,
just
you would.
kidding, but I would have. Okay. So this one said I went on 164 dates in 2 years. So
Wow.
she said after spending her entire 20s in two long-term relationships that didn't pan out, she then turned to dating apps in search of the real deal. So she was like, I gave it 150%, treated it like a job, and it was a 2-year whirlwind of love, lust, disappointment, hope, frustration, insecurity, confidence, and general exhaustion. Thankfully, date number 164 eventually became my husband.
Wow.
And she said, I also happened to meticulously track every date, so I had completely nerded out over the descriptive statistics, which is fucking weird. Like, that's
She had a
weird,
lot of
but
time in her hand to do that.
That's dedication right there,
That's
bitch. 164
for
days,
2 years.
bitch. I'm done after like
So
date number 5.
so
Like
it's
I would just give
365
up.
times 2. And then how many days?
164 days or dates.
That means she had an average of 4.45 dates. And I mean, no, for every 4.5 weeks she had a date. So every month.
Mm, yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. Nah, no.
girl.
And then it was the
That
last
that
guy.
that would be exhausting.
It would
I
be.
can imagine how that would be
Whew.
exhausting.
Well, you know what? She got a lot of free meals out of that. Better she saved a lot of money.
Maybe,
You know, some
maybe.
bitches be doing that though. Some bitches be like, I'm just gonna go to a date just so I can get a free meal. That's scandalous. Man, have
That's
you ever done
weird.
that?
Like then you have to like sit there with the guy
And
and
try to pretend
talk
to
to them.
like them? Yuck.
Yeah, like I don't like small talk. To be honest, I really don't even like going on dates. Like it's just awkward and weird
You just
and
want to like blink and then have like an instant like long term boyfriend or a husband, 2.5
mhm.
kids with a white house with a white picket fence.
Yep, you solved it. But
Speaking of
till that
dating,
happens.
till that happens. So speaking of dating, so I have a tip for you with this next one. And this might work for you. Okay, says
Okay, I'm
I.
all
She
okay.
says I once read an article about a woman who said yes to anyone who asked her out on a date for a year. So anybody who asked for a date, she just automatically say yes, right?
Okay.
That week, a guy asked me out at a bar. I didn't find him attractive at all. I didn't find no type of attraction, but I remembered the article and I said yes. We've been married for 7 years and I've never told him.
Wow.
Because you never
Yeah, I
know
can't do that.
until you get to know that person. Because it was basically not just on looks. It was she did it,
Mhm.
and whether she was attracted to him or not, she got to know him on this date, and then 7 years later they're married. I mean, they've been married for some years. I say you try that.
No, because the type of people that ask me on dates are not normal fucking guys. It's like grandpas, crackheads,
Okay, first of all,
like
grandpas, they're established. You get their inheritance. Okay, crackheads. If you ever decide to be a crackhead, you get free crack.
um sounds like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place and I'll just stay single if that's my choices. Like
Someone who doesn't have a job. They'll have all the time in the world to spend with you. See, you got
perfect.
you got to look at
Yeah.
glass half full.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna go
And
and look
and
for
if
the
you
next
date
crackhead to
and
ask
if you
me
date
out.
someone that lives with their mom, instant free meal every night because you know she's gonna feed both of y'all asses.
Exactly. And then like I could save a lot of money on
There you
like
go.
bills, rent, all that shit because I can
Yeah.
just move in with them.
See,
And then yeah,
you're welcome.
so smart.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm telling you.
Well,
I have
I'm looking for somebody's son who lives in their
no. You're looking
basement.
for an old grandpa crackhead who still lives in the basement of his mom's basement.
He's a straight up scrub. That's what
Right.
I like.
That's your forte. You love that.
Yeah, hard
Um,
pass.
okay. This one says I got my annual salary paid to me in 1 month. No one contacted me about from the wage department payroll. I emailed them a few days later, but put a comma rather than a dot in the email address so that it would be failed to send. But I have proof that I emailed them. That was 8 years ago, and no one's ever contacted me.
Damn.
Could you imagine?
Shoot. I mean,
What would
yeah.
you do? Would you? I would do the same thing, to be honest.
I don't know. I really don't know. Cause like on one end, I'd be like constantly paranoid that like they're gonna try
Yeah,
to take it back. So if it's like 3 years later and I didn't spend it all,
yeah,
then they're gonna be like, "We want our money back," and I'll be like, "Well, I don't got it," and then they're gonna
right.
try to like send me to jail or something, and I'm not built for that shit. Like
They don't
so
have Netflix, you know.
they don't have Netflix there,
No,
so I'm fucked.
but I'll,
So
I'll tell you
no, I
something.
probably wouldn't.
I had an incident like that happen to me. If I don't know if I've ever
Okay, what
told you.
happened?
So it was an old job, and it wasn't a year salary though. It was just like a one paycheck, and
Mhm.
so they paid it out to me, and then they cut me a check for my last check, which happened to be another paycheck, like another 2 week. And so I got double paid.
Oh, you ain't say nothing.
Fuck no. It was right around
And
Christmas. It was amazing.
That's what makes you scandalous.
We had a great Christmas, you know.
Do your evil laugh, because this is your evil moment. Do
I
it.
don't have an
Do
evil
your evil
laugh.
laugh.
Like, hee hee.
First of all, I'm baffled. You have to go.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I never do that. Ever.
Anyway, since you won't do it, on to the next one.
All right.
So my girlfriend had a sexual relationship with someone while we broke up for a short time. I found it out after we were back together and what I discovered makes me feel terrible and confused and changed my view on her. So this already sounds kind of juicy,
Mm.
if you're following along.
Okay,
So,
so start again. What happened?
so
That
you
that was
weren't following along,
that was
is
a lot.
basically what
That was
you're
a
telling
lot.
me.
That was a lot. Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you the rundown
Okay.
here. So it's a guy, 27 years old, in a 3-year long relationship with his girlfriend.
Okay.
She broke up with him last summer, and then after 2 months passed, they were back together. So he had trust issues, so he snooped on her phone, and looked out or and found like a chat between her and another guy. So he found out that she was dating this dude while they were like broken up, right? So they met. He said they have met while we were still together, and when she was at holiday parties with her friends, or holiday, so vacation with her friends. They didn't have physical contact, but she was planning on breaking up with him, and that they were sexting, and then it was like some kinky, greasy stuff, is what he said. Which greasy, I can
I
only
don't.
imagine.
Yeah.
Ugh. So he said they had sex right away after we broke up, probably the same day she broke up with me. And then apparently they were talking about how like she always dreamed about doing anal, and like she was talking to this dude about wanting to do a threesome with like her, another girl, and him. Like so she was like on some like she
Right.
was
And it
ready to
wasn't
get
with
it
her boyfriend. It was
yeah,
with the guy
you
that she was
know.
cheating on with. Okay.
Right, exactly. So, and he's like, she never asked me about having a threesome.
So he's
He was
salty.
fucking salty. You never asked me if I wanted to have a threesome. So he said they got back together, and then months passed until he like snooped on her phone. So then they haven't like talked since then, even though he said, even though I can understand that she didn't cheat on me, I feel terrible knowing that like all the stuff that she did and was willing to do and like wanted to do with who he thought was a stranger. He says
Mm-hmm.
it's a stranger, but like he said that she also started fucking with him like as soon as she broke up with dude. So she probably knows him a lot
Mm-hmm.
more than
Yeah.
he knows.
Yeah.
Um, but like, and then he's like, saying about how he like feels guilty about going through her phone. Um, but like, I mean, you got what you were looking for, right? Like,
Yep.
you don't
Because
go through somebody's phone unless you're looking for something, right?
right, and don't look for some unless you're ready for the what you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
You know. I think that he's salty because she was exploring her sexual side without him with other people. Um,
Right.
and so why don't he just like nonchalantly ask her to try these things without telling her that he went through the phone to see what she'd say?
Right.
Follow
I
me for
mean, I
more
feel like
relationship
she
advice.
probably would know that he went through her phone then. He probably is like, because then you also got to think about it like, okay, so if they were in a relationship for 3 years, why is it that she never brought that up to him in the whole 3 years?
Right.
Like maybe he's not good in bed and she just doesn't want
Ooh.
to try that with him because she knows that it'll be a shitty
Yeah.
experience and she's just like, fuck that shit, you
Right.
know?
Right. I mean, that could very well be it. Very well. Hmm. But
Very well.
I think that he should still bring it up to her, just like on the side, just to kind of like. Of course, don't do it like right after you've gone through her phone because you're just gonna make yourself look guilty. Do it like a
Yeah.
week or two later and just kind of like bring it up when you guys are in the bedroom and see what she said. If she's like, "No, it's just not my thing," then you'd be like, "Bitch, I busted you! Like went through your
Bitch, you lying. What you
why
talking about?
you lying?"
Like screenshots, bitch. You talk about anal, and you talk about fucking threesome. Why can't I get a threesome?
Right. Just like that too. And then you pout. And then you stomp. You throw yourself on the ground and you just throw your body. Um, but yeah, you bring it up, and if she's like, "No, it's just not my thing. Like, I'm too innocent for that," then be like, "Bitch, busted." But if she's like, "Oh, okay," then you just do it.
But what if he's like, I don't want to do the anal. I just want the threesome.
Then don't
And then
bring up
she's
the
gonna be like,
anal.
I told you you was a cheater. Now we gotta break up. We're just giving them all types of scenarios.
Follow us for relationship advice.
Guaranteed to make or break your
Right.
relationship.
Most likely break, but it's okay.
Most likely break. Viewer discretion is advised.
Right.
Like
um. Okay. Yeah, I do think that he should just bring it up, but don't bust her out on it unless she says no. Then you bust her out. But screenshot everything. Screenshot
yeah.
receipts.
Receipts. Yeah.
Receipts.
I mean, yeah, because all she's gonna do is say, that wasn't me. I don't know where you
Right.
got that from. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Delete the text messages.
Yep.
Scandalous.
Yep. So we're taking a little bit of a detour. This one says I started a new job which has a 4-day week. I told no one that I'm only working Monday through Thursday now, including my wife, who I live with. So Fridays are my secret
Oh,
Fridays are my secret me days, free of social obligations.
that's
Do you,
smart.
I was just gonna say, do you think this person is smart, or do you think they're being scandalous?
I think they're being smart. Because you got to think about it. Like, if people know that you're off, then it's like, oh, can you do this chore? Oh, can you pick this up? Can you do that? Like, fuck no. Like, leave me alone.
I'm
Let me
working.
sleep in. Right. I'm working really fucking hard, you know? Like, that's smart. That's really smart. And then nobody knows. So, on the off event that somebody does find out, then he's going to have a lot of explaining to do, you know?
Then
But,
that should be
like,
like my schedule just changed. Like, what are you talking about? It just
oh
changed.
my
If
God.
he's already lying about that, then he has to come up with a backup plan in case he gets busted. Which it just changed. Why? Why do you care? I'm still paying the bills.
Why do you care?
You're just my wife. Come on.
That's funny. Okay, here's one. Um, it's a question saying, how do the no sex before marriage girlies date? So it's a girl who's saying that she's not conservative, not religious, not a virgin. She is just a girl. She said her words. She said, I'm just a girl who falls in love hard and fast and who views being a girlfriend as a lifetime commitment. And most men don't. And then she talks about like having sex, so she's not a fucking virgin, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know if she's trying to compare herself to bitches that like can hold out or
Yeah.
what. But like, I think it's a valid question. Like, how do you hold off? Like, I just,
It's just like a
well,
diet. I compare it to like an analogy
yeah.
of a diet. Like if you have to have strong will, the willpower to
Hmm.
say no. There's other things that you can do. Let's use the analogy of a diet. There's other things that you can eat that'll satisfy you instead of indulging in what you like. So if you want a chocolate cake equals sex, right? You want a chocolate cake, you can eat a chocolate infused candy bar or something that's like
No,
not
bitch. That is not how it works. Okay, just because you're not penetrating, like you're saying basically like you can have oral sex, but that's not really sex,
but for real, that's
but it is.
nowadays that's what people are like doing. If there's abstaining from like actual intercourse, like penetration, then they're doing other things, right? I would only assume that they're doing other things. There's no way that they would just be like, I'm just gonna not do anything at all. You just can't touch me. You can't. We'll kiss, but that's it. There's no
Well,
way.
that's what I do because I'm one of those
Oh,
girls.
okay. So
Like
you're a virgin. Why don't you
I'm a virgin,
entertain us
and
in your
from
virgin
my
ways?
perspective, in my virginal ways, like I only hang around with like-minded people. Like aside from you know, like
I was waiting for that. I was like, wait, I am very like-minded.
no, I hang out with a lot of pure people, and you know, I just keep positive influences around.
Bitch, the fact that you can't even look at the camera, look at me in the eyes when you said that, I gave you up.
Listen,
you're like this. I'm so
listen,
pure. Like I'm
it's
so pure right
the
now.
life. I don't expect you to understand the life of a virgin because it's been so long since you've been one. But we've evolved, you know.
You know
Man,
what,
sometimes I wish I could go back to being a virgin. I was so
girl?
innocent.
I was just gonna say, okay, I'm not like clowning. I'm not like talking shit about people's shit. Okay, but how do you become a born again virgin? People are
Okay, so this is what you do. Um, you go and you take a bath, a bubble bath, right? And you put some apple cider vinegar in the bubble
we
bath.
talked about
That
this.
I'm telling you, that's like you put the vinegar in the bathtub and it just like sucks your shit. Like it just does magic. I don't know how to explain it, but
Oh wait, how many times are you a born again virgin?
that's how I re-virginize myself. You just
How
take a little bath with some
how
apple
many
cider
times?
vinegar.
How many times have you performed the born again virgin act?
At least once a month, you
Damn.
know? Yeah, at least once a month. Because you gotta get in there and you gotta like, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do after you
So
know,
that's why you have all
lost
those
it.
empty bottles of apple cider vinegar all over under the bathroom in the tub. This bitch orders them in cases, you guys.
I order them in bulk, and I'm thinking of getting a little dispenser put right next to
The
to
water,
the bathtub.
like the water cooler. You just put it apple cider vinegar, just leave it in the bathroom, and put feeling holy
Right.
or want to be
Yeah.
holy.
I'm trying to tell you. One day you're gonna try it. You're gonna be like, damn, like I feel like a virgin again. And
You are so stupid.
I'm just trying to help you out. And it's okay if you don't want to adhere to my advice.
I mean, our listeners, they're probably gonna go and buy apple cider vinegar now. But hey, let me know if it
They're
works.
searching the cupboard. They're looking for it. Don't use the fucking white vinegar. Get the apple cider
Does
vinegar.
that burn?
I don't know, but I've always just heard just use the apple cider vinegar.
Oh my
Use that
god,
one,
girl,
the one with the mother. That's the one you gotta use.
you are so dumb.
The apple cider vinegar with the mother. That's the thing.
All right. Okay. This one says we had a horribly cruel. you, you are
I'm
so
sorry.
fucking stupid. wait, wait, what kind of apple cider vinegar?
The one with the mother. My bad.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. We had a horribly cruel neighbor. Their long-haired cat was matted, bony, and always left outside. She would cry on our windowsill in the rain. After months of this, we catnapped her to live with my grandma. We got her brushed, trimmed, gained healthy weight, and she lived a happy long life. Would you steal someone's pet if they were being treated poorly?
Uh, that's tough. I mean, if they left the cat outside and they weren't taking care of it, it's not like they're gonna miss it any fucking way. So yeah, I would take it. But like, I would feel bad. But like, then at the same time, it's like I wouldn't feel that bad because
I wouldn't
like
feel bad.
obviously they weren't taking care of it. You
Right.
know,
And now the cat's living their
it's
best
like
life.
if it's one thing if it's your neighbor because that's a little bit harder to
But no, they brought
kind of
him. They brought the cat to go live with their grandma.
with their grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yep.
one thing if it's like you're giving it to somebody else,
Yeah.
but if you're gonna take it and it's your neighbor's like,
So no.
chihuahua or something. So no, I don't condone just going and stealing people's pets, like like
But if they're not taking care of it, do it, guys.
if they're
For
not
real,
taking
do it.
don't listen to her. Don't commit any crimes. Please. Just don't.
I say do
It's
it
sad.
because you're doing the pet a favor. You're saving their life.
Well, yeah, but then there's also, other avenues that you can go to. Like, you can call, like, animal
Animal control's
control.
not going to do jack shit.
You can call PETA.
They're
You
not
can
going to do
call the
anything.
police department, the fire department. You can call
Now you just put
Ghostbusters.
right. Now you're just putting a target on your back because them calls are traced. Like
Why?
for real, they can that's why whenever you make a 911 call, you always have to call from like outside your house because it
But
traces
that's,
it back.
I
Because
mean,
it's a
yeah,
police report and they can get the police report and figure out who called.
but if you're not telling a lie, like if you're reporting that like somebody's fucking pet is malnourished,
I know, but
like
now you put a
maybe
a
not
target on
calling
your
like
back.
911, but like calling like the police department directly, like the non-emergency
Yeah.
line or
I
something.
mean, or just
I don't know. I
take
don't
the
fucking
pet.
care.
Take the
It's
pet.
not that I don't care, but like
Take the pet.
take the pet.
Yep.
Fine, take the pet. Okay, here's one. It's kind of related. Well, it's not related, but I thought it was funny because it's similar to the to one that you had talked about here. So it's just a confession. Somebody wrote in, I have told family and friends that I got a second job on the weekends, but I've actually been selling drugs. And that's just it.
I mean, a job's a job.
A job's a job.
They're still making money, right? Are they still making money? Uh,
Apparently
are they
enough
meeting?
to fool the family.
Are they meeting customers' needs? Are they
I mean,
providing
they're
essentials?
providing a service, they're
There you
providing
go.
a product, you
See,
know. They have
Tech-
customers that are exchanging goods,
so
or money for their goods. Yeah.
it's a second job. Who
Just
am I to
just come
judge?
out to the family. Just let them know that you sell coke on the side, sell a little bit of crack,
Who knows?
meth,
You might have
heroin, all that shit.
you might gain some customers within the family. I'm just saying.
That could be messy. But you know what? I feel like I don't know enough about like that world. You know what I mean? Like I feel like like you see like the documentaries and shit of like like crackheads and like meth heads and shit like that. And like I feel like to be a drug dealer for like those hardcore drugs is probably very stressful. Like you probably got to do a bullshit all the fucking time.
I'm
You
sure.
know,
And you have
just
to
like
be
the
a
craziest
badass.
fucking shit.
Like
Yeah.
you're not a badass. You would just end up giving it away for free because you feel bad.
No, I just wouldn't do it at all. But I couldn't do it. I'd be too scared. I'm too scared, man. Like I don't want to like some crackhead to come up on me and try to fight me because like she's hallucinating some shit.
You
Like
shorted them.
couldn't be me. Just couldn't. To put me in these fucking weird ass scenarios, okay? I could never be a drug dealer. I'm too friendly to be a drug dealer. I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? Want some crack?" Like,
You're just walking around. Here's my
"Oh
business
yeah, that's
card.
your usual." Want me to bag that up for you, pal?
Think you coming in? No, you're just out there handing out like a little business card with samples stapled to it.
Right. I'd come up with like a cheesy ass slogan or something,
You would. I know you would too.
like something that rhymes. That'd be like a whole dance and everything.
If you don't do my crack, you're whack.
If you don't do my crack, you're whack. I have commercials and everything.
You got like merch and everything. Oh god.
Oh my
I can see
god.
you getting super excited about that. All right. So this one says, I was with this girl for just about 2 years. Holidays, festivals, discussions of marriage. We talked about all of that. She claimed that she lived at home with her mom, who had terminal cancer, and as a result, her mom didn't want her to bring anybody new to come over and into her life, as the pain of knowing she would soon leave them was too much. Therefore, we
Okay.
spent all of our time at my house. I've never met her family or mom. I received a message from a guy one night asking how I knew her. I explained the whole story. When he told me what he told me made my blood run cold. Turns out her mom was fine and she had been engaged to that guy and had been living there with him the whole time. They were due to get married in 2 weeks.
Wait, so she was faking like she was about to die of of cancer?
No. So she was dating this guy for about 2 years, and has
The mom
he?
was.
No, the girl.
The
The girl
girl.
was dating this
Okay.
guy for 2 years. He never met her mom. He never met her family. Been everything that they've ever done together was with his family and his house.
Yeah.
And she told him that the reason why is because her mom has terminal cancer, and her mom just can't bear to meet new people because it would hurt her too much. And she didn't want to put that sadness upon them when she dies, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so and then one night a guy messaged the guy, he messaged him, like, how do you know so and so? Her name is Sarah. Sarah's a Sarah's a bitch. How do you know Sarah? The guy was like, well, this is the story how we met. The guy was like, me and Sarah's gonna be married. We're getting married in 2 weeks. So she's been living a whole
Oh,
lie and told her boyfriend this
yeah.
whole
That it was
story.
because of her sick mom, but
Right.
it's really because she's married
She's
or she's
going to get
getting
me.
married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her mom was fine and everything. Like, how dare you use your mom for
Right,
that is
especially to like put
disgusting.
something like that on your mom, like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
just
That's
to keep up a lie for like
mm-hmm.
some bitch ass dude that doesn't
Right.
even matter, I'm sure. But I
And
mean,
for
well, he probably
two
matters, but
years, you
I
never met
mean,
her
that's fucked
family.
up.
That's sus as
Yeah.
fuck. Like,
Yeah, and then okay, so like you can't meet like the mom, but like do you have any other family members that can you
yeah.
FaceTime a bitch? Like what the fuck?
Right. Yep.
Some
So,
options.
but he's stupid to fall for it for 2 years too. I would say like
Exactly.
3 months max would be like something's just not right. Like, how come you haven't talked about your family? You know,
Right.
none of that.
Exactly.
He took it way too long, 2 years.
I'm assuming there was probably a lot of red flags in that
A
relationship.
lot, but
Let's be
he
honest.
chose to
Like,
ignore it.
yeah, because ain't no way that you didn't know that, this girl had a
Right.
whole other fucking family, a whole nother life. Like there had to be other red flags that he just ignored,
But
you
maybe she
know.
had good juju. Like maybe her little juju was good. You know, her punani was good. Ain't no punani that good to be holding a lion for two
That's what
years.
I'm saying.
But
Okay. Are we ready for our discussion topic of today?
we are. I'm gonna talk like a
Oh,
I'm gonna talk like a Jersey West yeah East Coast girl. We are. We are.
girl, that's a terrible accent.
And that's how they talk.
I'm offended. Like,
Oh yeah, because
because,
you're from New York.
yeah, bitch. You try to make fun of my
How come?
heritage?
Well, first of all, you are dumb. You have a really good thick accent though, New York accent. If you could like you don't you not normally, but you can make fake a really thick a really bad New York accent. Do it. Do it
Maybe later.
because you're good at that.
I can't do it under pressure. Like it has to just like come naturally. I used to do it a lot when I was in college. I had my college roommate in the dorm.
Hmm.
Like I'd do her hair and then like I'd pretend that I was in like a hair salon. And I'd be like, "Oh, darling, you'd never believe what my auntie told me." Like
See,
I just make up fucking crazy ass stories. I have such a vivid imagination.
I'm sure you
Um,
do.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff that goes down in there. But I have tons of accents. I just love them. I just love them.
Do
Anyway,
you do them like when you go out on dates and stuff? You do,
like what
don't you?
like when I'm trying to impress a guy.
Yeah.
Like no.
Here's my secret. Here's my secret
I
hidden talent.
I wait to like, unleash the weird. So like I kind of let it out in phases. Like you're never going to get um like 100% normal. You know what I mean? But
You,
like
you got to hook them first.
first date, like I might crack a joke or two, and then like I just get worse and worse as time goes on. It's probably why I'm still single, to be honest with you. They're just fed up with me,
You're like
and
this weird bitch.
it's what it is. It's okay. I
Okay.
still have my dog. Okay. So discussion topic of the day. Let's jump in.
All right.
So my boyfriend wants to bring a third into our bedroom, and they've been dating for 5 years. So this girl writes in, my boyfriend brought up wanting to bring in a third person into our bedroom for a fun experience. My first emotion was heartache and pain, feeling like, wow, he's bored with me already. I'm not a closed-minded person and I want to keep him happy, so I considered it and we discussed further details. And then he said that he wanted it to be someone that he liked and had a connection to, which of course is another, reason for her to feel salty, right? So she's like, if I could ever do anything, or if I could ever do something like that, I would want it to be with someone totally distant from us that I would never have to see again. And he wants to actually have a connection to them, which is way too intimate for me because how could anyone hang out with a person who slept with their boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, talking about how she's like regretting all this shit and blah blah blah. So then apparently after that um he mentioned all of this after she made a new friend that he was attracted to and was trying
Mm,
to get her to bring her into their bedroom. So basically, he didn't bring this shit up until he met her little friend,
right.
and then now you wanna, and you don't even know if this bitch is down with it, but now you're just like, oh, I want to fuck her, like let's do,
Mm,
like that's fucked up.
wow.
So she says, in my world, I feel like him asking this is a means to an end. If he were to bring in one of my friends into the bedroom to sleep with and have a real connection with them, that would ruin everything for me. The fact that he wants to be with someone he has a connection with is too painful. Like, why does he have to have a connection? Does he want to have a whole nother girlfriend? I don't know if I could get over it. I was completely overjoyed with my boyfriend and haven't wanted to sleep with anybody else, and I don't even want to sleep with a woman, and I don't want to watch my boyfriend sleep with another woman. Um, and then she's just like basically just why me? Like why do they want a connection? Blah blah blah. And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, I just need some words of wisdom and advice because she wants to make him happy, but like she doesn't want to do it. Let's be honest, she doesn't want to do it. She wants to make her boyfriend happy.
Okay, first of all, don't do anything that you are not happy, 100% happy doing.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it for his satisfaction, or don't do it to make him happy. That's not fair because you're lying to yourself.
Right.
Second of all, if he didn't want to do it until after he met your friend, that means he just wants to hook up with your friend without the feeling, without the guilty feeling, and you're basically there as a sideshow, to
Right.
watch, which is stupid as hell. I think he is looking for a way to sleep with your friend without technically like cheating on you,
Hmm.
because you know about it and you were there, so
Right.
technically you weren't, he wasn't cheating, and that's, he's
Right.
being manipulative and he's being an asshole.
Yeah, I think that like when people do shit like that, it's just
Yeah,
like
it
it's almost
ruins
like he's
relationship.
trying to like, yeah, it's like that's gonna make her feel more insecure. That's gonna make
Yeah.
her feel like, like she's not good enough. And obviously she's already having those thoughts and those
Hmm.
feelings because, she's writing it in there, but it's like, girl, like you don't deserve a guy who, as soon as he sees another bitch, like he
Hmm.
just like just because he brought it to your attention and didn't go behind your back to do it
Right.
doesn't make it any better.
Exactly.
It's still fucked up,
Yeah. Yeah. And if
and
you don't
he's
feel
just letting you know
comfortable,
his true intentions.
right. Yeah.
Like he's gonna do it.
And if you're already thinking like, yeah, I don't want to do it, don't do it. Like,
Right.
you're already setting your relationship up to fail,
Mhm.
by doing something that you don't feel comfortable, like 100% comfortable doing,
Right.
just to make him happy. And if he doesn't once, he'll want to do it again and again, and then that's just going to put you in a situation to feel resentment towards him,
Mhm.
and towards yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yep.
take care of yourself first, your feelings, what you want. Fuck what he wants. If he wants to do that, then he's not the person for you. Or if he's trying to talk you into doing something you don't want to do, like 100%, he's not the person for you. He should be there. You should be his priority in your relationship, and vice versa, not some other bitch he wants to fuck. Nope.
Bitch. He's a bitch.
He is a
I don't
bitch.
even like him.
Who is this motherfucker,
Whoever he
anyways?
is. A bitch. That's who he is.
I love how your face just turned super serious about it too. He's just a bitch. Like,
I'm just passionate about it. Fuck that bitch. Okay. So, are you ready for the hypothetical
I'm
question?
ready. Let's
Okay.
go.
I actually like my favorite little part of these is the hypothetical question. I think these are so fun. Um, Nobody's commented yet, so get on that. I
Right.
want to see comments. I want to see responses. I want to see what you guys' answers are to the hypothetical question.
Right. Who's alive out there? Come on.
Wake
I'm, I'm,
up,
I'm saying. I'm just,
get it together. Okay. So, hypothetical question. Um,
Okay.
so it is $50,000 in $100 bills is what you receive if you spend 7 days in your local jail to be handed to you upon your release. So you get $50,000, right, for
Mhm.
staying in jail for the 7 days, full 7 days. So to take this offer, you must report there no later than 8 p.m. tonight, and then you'll be released, next week, a week from today, right? At 8 p.m. Just in time for Thanksgiving, holidays, all that shit. So if you don't want to, you simply just don't do it. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Like
Mhm.
nobody, like nothing's gonna happen if you don't do the offer. Okay, so first the good news. So you will go through the standard booking procedure. Your mugshot will not be publicly released. Nobody will know that you've been arrested. You won't have like a criminal record or an arrest record. Like nobody's gonna know. And you can't tell your friends or family members. The only person that knows is your boss because your boss is the one
Mhm.
who approved your time off, right? So the bad news is that you must spend time in the general population of the jail where you'll be housed the whole time unless you ask to go to the like protective custody or whatever.
Mhm.
You can tell your fellow inmates whatever you want to explain to them why you're there, but you won't be given any paperwork. If they ask to see your charges to make sure that you're not a child molester or whatever, you won't be able to provide them because you're not going to get any paperwork. And then if you make any enemies or if someone targets you for whatever reason, you got to stay in there to get the money. So you can check into protective custody at any time by asking the guard. But if you do, you don't get the money, but you still have to spend the duration of the 7 days in jail. So if you do anything to get you out of general population for at any point during that 7 days, then you lose the money, but you still have to stay there for the full duration of the time. Um, so you're not free to leave at any time. You're there until like the end of it, no matter what. But you only get the money if you remained in general population for the full 7 days. What would you do?
Mhm. Do you want me to answer first, or do you want to take a stab at this?
Go ahead.
Oh my
I feel
God.
like I know what your answer is.
Okay, wait. Because you think you know me so well, what do you think my answer would be?
I think you do it.
And why do you think I would do it?
I think you would do it because I feel like you have the personality where you'd be able to get along with like criminals. So like you probably like instantly make friends. You've got a criminal mindset, so I just think that but no, that's the reason why I really think that you do it because I feel like you'd be able to like get along with like just anybody in a like I feel like it's different for like women versus men. Like if I was a dude, the answer 100% hell no. But
Mhm.
like as a woman, it's different because women just in general are different.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think you would say yes. What would you say?
I think I would do it
I know it.
because
I just know it.
because your reasoning. I do get along with just about anybody that I've ever met. I've gotten along with. And
Mhm.
then you build a relationship from there, and then whatever, however it ends is how it ends, whatever, or it continues. But I think that because I can relate so well to just about everybody, I think I would make friends in there. I would. I think that but I would hesitate. I'd have to think because I do have a smart mouth, and I wouldn't want to piss the wrong
Yeah.
person off because I think I have too much to say.
Okay.
But I would just have to like refrain from saying certain things
Yeah.
because I could see myself like getting into fights, which then you're not there to protect me, you know?
Me, I'm not there to protect you.
Yeah, because you always
Am
get
I
me
your
out of shit.
bodyguard, bitch?
You always get me out of shit. So like, and so I would feel like, but at the end of the day, if someone said you have to make a decision right now, I would do it because I think that I would make not so much make friends, but I would get along with the general population where I wouldn't cause any trouble unless someone like came at me. But for the most part, I think I would get along with. I would survive seven
I
days.
think you would too. I
I think
think
I
you'd
would.
be like, "Oh, you guys, I miss you. I'll come back and visit. Like, take my address, take my email,
Right?
take my phone number. Let's go to
um,
the club
when you get out.
when you get out.
I think I would do it. I think I would do it. Yeah. And then you know what I would do with that money? I would just go on a lavish vacation and save the rest. Yeah. Pay some bills, save the rest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Um,
want to know what my answer would be for you?
I already know what your answer for me is because I know it's the same answer I'm gonna give. What is it?
I don't think you would do it because I think that not you're not scared, but I think you would be. You're not built for it. Like
I agree.
in a way of like you look intimidating, but if someone came up to you, be like, "Boo!" You would cry. Like you would cry, and I think that you would be someone's bitch.
Absolutely not. Okay, first of all, if I had to go to prison or jail or whatever, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm that bitch. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go in there and I'm like silent but deadly. You know, I just like creep my way into like people's lives and shit. Like every time they look around, I'm just gonna be there, and
You're
then
just gonna
eventually they're gonna be like, "Wow, we can really trust this girl. She's just always there," you know. And then they just, eventually will take
girl.
me in, and
Nobody
then
trusts
I
nobody
climb the
in
ranks.
jail. Nobody trusts nobody in jail.
They're gonna trust me because I'm gonna look so trustworthy. I'm just gonna be sitting back like
See,
this the whole time.
you already look scared.
They're gonna be like, damn, like she looks like she don't want no smoke, and I'm gonna be like, correct. And it's just they would love me there. Actually,
Oh,
no, they probably would hate me to be honest with you, because I don't know what it is, but like people just like it's like a hit or miss. You know what I mean? Like you either love me or you hate me, and like the ones
I
that
think
hate me like really hate me, and I just think it's funny because I'm like I'm the
I think
nicest
it's
person
I
ever.
know
Like you said, like I'm not mean at all. So like when you hate me, like or when a person dislikes me, like I don't know why it just like eats up. It just eats up at them. But
so
like
I
I
figured out
just
why they don't like you. Like for real, this is on a real level. No, the reason why they don't
why
like you is because you have the personality that they don't have, that they want. You know what I mean? Because you are already like genuinely funny. You don't try, and the people that hate you try too hard to be funny, and they can't be natural at it. Like for real, I'm speaking truth now, and that's why they hate
you
you.
know.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about that girl that hates you so much. That's the reason why. It's because she can't be in the level that you are.
Oh my god,
So okay, let's go back to this.
the girl that hates you so much.
You know who I'm talking about too.
I know exactly who
Okay,
you're talking about.
and
No, I
that's
think
why,
that's
because
funny.
she tries so hard to be like likable and funny that she has to try. It comes natural for you, so she's just like, nah, I'm just gonna hate this bitch because I have no reason to. But I just can't be as funny as she is naturally. But
But my issue is that like I'm a Libra, right? So even if I were in jail, like I want to stay on everybody's good side. You know what I mean? Like I really don't want any issues. So I'm gonna be
yeah,
two faced as fuck. Like I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that bitch, she stole your pretzels. I saw it. And
you'd
then
be
when I'm
like,
with the bitch who stole the pretzels, I'll be like, I don't know who the fuck told her you stole them pretzels, but bitch, like when you find out, we gonna get them together.
right?
And then when we find out, I'm gonna be like nowhere to be seen.
You're busy. You're busy. You got that appointment, remember?
Right,
You got your hair
exactly.
appointment. You got your hair appointment in cell block too.
Right. I'm getting some cornrows. I'm
I
getting
can
a straight back.
I can see you being some Queen Latifah shit too, like just like straight up like just a
Hell
bitch, you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, bitch. I'll be right. Like, they going to be like, oh, I got to go make my payment to Amanda. They're going to be like paying me in hot Cheetos,
And cup of noodles.
cup of noodles.
Man, they'd be fighting for that shit.
I know. That's what I'm
Oh my
saying.
god. So if you were going to jail now, let's switch it over a little bit. What would your story be? If someone said, "What's your story?" and whatever you told them, they would just say they will believe. So what would your story be?
Mine would be something like tax evasion or something. I'd, I'd be like, I just wasn't paying my taxes. I took out the little PPP loan. I had a lot of income coming in and I wasn't paying my taxes and they caught me up and now I'm here serving, 2 to 5 years. And how do you disbelieve something like that? Like I would believe that if somebody told me that. Like I don't even know what tax
You
evasion is. And
would
I'd be like,
definitely
oh shit.
you would definitely be someone's bitch. That cannot
I
be your
would not
story.
be someone's bitch.
You
I'm
want to know
telling
what my
you
story would be? This is
what?
my
Something
story.
stupid and ridiculous, I'm sure. Something fucking ridiculous.
No, I'm gonna have every bitch in there on my side. My story is my story is I was just, you know, at the bar minding my own business, and with some friends and stuff, and this bitch came up to me and accused me of dating her boyfriend, but in fact I was married to the guy. So she was cheating, she was like, fucking around with my man knowing, and me and her got in a fight and the cops got called and I had to like bust her head open with a bottle, and because she was coming at me, and so every girl can relate to that, and every girl will be on my side. Bam. Instant friendship.
Just like I said, stupid and ridiculous.
No, for real. I would have instant friendship. I would be like, girl, I've been there. And then I would just sit and listen to their stories. And then I'll be like, yep, when I get out and we get out, we're going to go track this bitch down and then we're going to show her.
Mm,
That's how it's going to be.
mm, mm. No, I would be like, they'd be like, oh my God, like, can you give me like financial advice? And then I'd just be making shit up.
Yeah, yeah. And then
All times just lying. And
they'll
so it's
come
just like,
find you.
yeah, so you got to invest in like any type of oil company you can find, invest it. If you got 50 cents, put it in there. Like, I'm going to just start telling them shit. And then one of them is going to make it big and they're going to be like, I dedicate all of my success to this girl I met in jail. Like, I'm going to donate, $1 million to like
Amanda
this
Foundation.
bitch. Yeah. And it's just everybody's going to live happily ever after. So,
I highly doubt it. You're going to give someone the
anyway.
wrong advice and they're going to come and find you and fuck you up.
What's the real truth, the real tea here is that I would deny the offer. I wouldn't even fucking go. I don't care if it's for $50,000. Bitch, I don't have $50,000 right now. I ain't gonna have it tomorrow. I probably would find some way to break the rule and then I'd be mad because I had to stay in jail for 7 days and don't even get the $50,000. Fuck that shit. No, I'm just gonna stay my broke ass out here, $50,000, without it, and just
Be broke and free.
I'll I'll put money on your book so that this way you
Oh,
have a
like
cup of noodles,
cup of noodles.
money, get
Oh,
some cookies,
I need at least 2 cup of noodles a day.
and then you can learn how to make like hooch, and then you can come back and
Yeah,
show us.
yeah, because it's supposed to be a real hot commodity. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but
So everybody in the comments, let us know. Let us know what you would choose. So, are you going to take the offer? Are you not going to take the offer? If you do take the offer, what's your crime? Tell me
right.
all about
Are
it.
you
I
gonna
need to
meet
know.
me in prison and be my BFF while we make $50,000, or are you gonna be this broke bitch at home with Amanda and just
Watching Netflix, bitch,
you free, you
with
free,
some popcorn
but you're
and
broke?
tamales. But we're happy. We're full. We're comfortable. We got hot tamales. Wait, not hot tamales. I don't like hot, but we have tamales that are hot. And we're just living our best lives. Meanwhile, you bitches are sitting eating oatmeal on
It's 7 days.
a cold
It's
metal
okay.
bed,
It's only
and
seven
then
days.
another bitch gets into a fight, you go into lockdown because of it, and then they think it's you that was fighting, and then you get put up in the lockdown, and then guess what, bitch? Now you're in lockdown, and you're in jail, and you have an enemy because they really thought that it was you, and now her whole gang is coming after you, and you don't get the $50,000, bitch. So don't come knocking on my door asking for tamales when you get let out and you don't got the $50,000, because
I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out on top. I'm gonna have my 50,000.
okay, 100,000, bitch, you gonna get double.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because they were like,
okay.
you survived and you made friends. Here's an extra 50,000.
Here's a bonus.
Right, and you reformed them. Here's an extra bonus.
Damn, you reformed them too, bitch?
Yep.
Yeah.
I made a
You
whole
did your
fucking
big one.
university. I made a whole university with courses and
Yeah.
everything
In
in seven
7
days.
days.
Yep.
Look at that. Won't he do
Yeah.
it?
While you sit at home bathing in your apple cider vinegar.
Re-virginizing, bitch.
Right.
And and
All right.
anyway.
Well,
Well, everybody, thank you for hopping on and watching. Let us know. Give us some feedback. Now that we've been doing the video, this is our third time doing the video. Give us some feedback in the comments. Feel free to shoot us a message. Like our email and all of our socials are listed in the description somewhere on our page. So uh, feel free to shoot us a message. We love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to submit your dirty tea because we still are taking
yep.
submissions. So I want to see some dirty tea. I'm ready to fill my cup. Um, yeah, Donna,
So,
back to
yeah.
you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. And I mean, look at that little wave.
A little.
I like that. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we appreciate you guys so much. And we will see you guys next Friday. Bye.